Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you may be on this wild, wacky, and sometimes disturbing planet of ours. Stamp collecting is fun, and sometimes I collect things with stamps on them. And today I'm going to be looking at some postcards to do with mountaineering, particularly around, well, the highest peaks in the world. Let's put it like that, and also some of the people who have been there. So this, what I see initially, is a Nepal stamp, 75 rupees, possibly. Nice Buddha there. We won't get any of these out, and I'll use this as a sort of pointer, I think. They're all beyond plastic, so I don't intend to get any of these out. And we've got a part Avion here, and we've got the address, which unfortunately has been blanked out. Now, I've got 15 minutes, so I'll go through as much as I can with what I've got. And I'm not going to get them out, but I'm going to look at what is on this side, if you will. And you can see immediately that this is an official postcard with Manchester Nepalese Expedition of 1970. And we have all the people here who were on it and have signed this postcard. What do I know about it? Well, ChatGPT or AI or... Anyway, the AI companion, I think it's... Who have I got up at the minute? ChatGPT. Okay. Well, this is it was an attempt by a small British team to climb Mount Nampa, which is 22,162 feet in the far northwest of Nepal, near the Indian-Tibet border. And it was led actually by John Allen. He was the leader of this group. It was basically to make the first attempt first ascent of Nampa. They were in an ex-army lorry. They covered around 15,000 miles getting there from the UK in the lorry. And they had to approach through dense jungle, monsoon rains and leech-infested trails. It sounds very dramatic, doesn't it? And they established a base camp at around 12,700 feet in late September of that year. Base camp is there. Look at that there. This is 14,000 feet. Despite avalanches, illnesses and extreme cold, the team pushed up the mountain, establishing 5 camps. And the highest point reached was 6,200 just below the summit, and worsening weather, frostbite even, and pulmonary edema forced them back. So they didn't reach the summit, but it was remarkable for, endurance, team spirit. Deserves a film, I think. So that's a postcard that I own, signed by all the members of that squad, with a very nice stamp. So that's worth having. We go to the next stamp, which is simply a postcard from somebody to somebody else. And we're looking at an Everest stamp. Again, Nepal. So these people are in Nepal. It's sent to Mr. Sukkar Lutz of AU16 Herisau AB, Switzerland. Let's have a look at Herisau just for giggles. Herisau. What comes up? So I've got the AI next to me. Well, it's a charming... Would you believe it? It's a charming Swiss town nestled in the canton of Appenzell Ausserrhoden. And it's the capital of that area. It was first mentioned in 1837. Anyway, so we got an address there, which still exists. It is all in German, as you'd expect. So, yeah. The stamps are nice. We've got a nice Mount Everest there. And here we have a Buddha, possibly. A Buddha temple, would you say? I think so. Okay, next one. Here we have another expedition. This is looks like the 68 joint Patagonian expedition. We have a sailing ship sent from Chile. And it's posted to Barnsley in Yorkshire, Wombwell, Punta Arena, possibly, in Patagonia, which is, I think, Patagonia is Argentina, and it's signed again um, by the people who went there. And this is quite an interesting one. So we got a stamp here also of, it's it's unique, that placement. Anyway, we'll have a look at the people here. So Patagonia. I'll just tap it in Patagonia Ian Clough. See what comes up about that. Patagonia Ian Clough was in the 60s. Yeah, right. Well, nothing is coming up really, but Dan Nichol, John Gregory, did we see him before? I'm not sure. Ian Clough, Chris Jackson, Gordon Hibbard, and Derek Walker were on this climb. Ian Clough subsequently was over in Everest with Chris Bonington, and unfortunately, Ian Clough he died on that trip with Bonington. He was hit by a ice pillar. Is that what you would call it? Born in 1937. Unfortunately, he died on that expedition. Nikki is his wife, or was his wife, so she must also have been on this expedition, the joint Patagonian expedition of 68. So that's quite an interesting, keepable, it's a bit of a relic there. We'll carry on. Next we go to, again, are these Nepalese stamps? They are. This is to Sheila Andreas, 13 Triandra Way, Yeading, Hayes. So it's 14th of December. Trekking in the Everest. So this is someone who's gone trekking. It says, "Dear Sheila, here's a stamp or two to add to your bulging collection. Just returned from a 10-day trek to the Annapurna region. Clear skies, suntans, and a couple of blisters. Happy birthday and Christmas from the sender." So that's quite nice. So here we have again a Nepalese local with possibly a musical instrument. And also here. So these two, I've got a stamp on this one, but it is signed by the great man Sir Chris Bonington, or Chris Bonington. And this also, I've got another one of him, so this one is signed by him also. I mean, it's probably he made mountaineering a thing back in the 60s, following on the footsteps of others who had gone before him, obviously. Now we go to more Everest stamps. India postage, so from the India side. 1950, quite near the conquest of India. Of Everest, possibly. 1953, that was. So that'd be quite nice, wouldn't it, on a pair there. And here we have Messrs. Appleyard and Buckley. 31, Commercial Street, Halifax. It's always Yorkshire. Maybe they like discomfort in Yorkshire, I don't know. I don't rightly know. This isn't Yorkshire, this is Hertfordshire, Bishop Stortford. And here we have a Gandhi stamp. So again, India stamps. And this is a Yorkshire Schools Exploring Society. So that Yorkshire thing again. Hello JAW, I hope you're all well, and on the last 2 days, Mr. Chapman has done anything wrong. And I don't know what it says, but I'll just hold it there. You can pause it and you can read it yourself. But that's quite a nice Himalaya Expedition 92. Yeah. Next we move over here. Possibly we've got Nepal again, yes. Looks like the Crown Princess, or certainly a native. And hello, I have nearly come to the last stage of my journey in Nepal and have so far had a fantastic time. This is all because of your help and support, and I really appreciate it. Well, fair play to Danielle, who was who was thanking the Reverend D. Hale, St Margaret's Vicarage in West Yorkshire. I think that Yorkshire and Lancashire or Cumbria, Lake District, Wales, probably the centre of mountaineering. Here we have Shenstone New College, Summerfield, Kidderminster. I was born in Worcester, which is next to Kidderminster. Kidderminster, Worcestershire, UK. Yeah, here we've got the Royal Air Force Himalayan Expedition. Oh, I see, 1974. And again, this is signed John Smith and John Tate and Ed Wallace and S.C. Nixon. So that's quite nice. And we've got some lovely stamps here. Cancelled. Not the clearest cancels, but an Everest. Is that Everest? Maybe. We continue on. I think we've only got one more. Here we have a 2nd of October 1953. So this is the Everest Conquest cover. India Posts and Telegraphs. First day cover, would you say? Though it looks to be used in as well. Has it been used? Has it been? I don't know. Jay Chand Naish would be able to tell us. Postbox number 1964, Bombay. So he has either sent it to himself or someone sent it to him, or he's, taken it to the post office to be cancelled. Either way, it's quite nice. It's a very fine addition to my collection. I just want to go back to Gordon Hibbard, maybe that will give me more information. Gordon Hibbard, Mountaineer. Does anything come up about him? Gordon Hibbard. No, nothing. What about Hibbard? No. Well, we'll go to another name. John Gregory, Mountaineer. How about that? John Gregory, Mountaineer. Maybe something will come up here. John Gregory. Unfortunately, it looks as if he also died. John Gregory maybe also died. I'm not sure. He was a British climber, 1928 to 1968. Died in a climbing accident in the Alps in 68. So that's quite sad also. But Greg's Hut is named after him on the Pennine Way. So what about Chris Jackson? Chris Jackson, Mountaineer. No, nothing's coming up. There was a Chris Jackson based in Blaina who did guided walks. Possibly him. No, I can't give him any more information. What about Dan? Is that Dan? Dave Nicol? Let's have a look at Dave Nicol. Dave Nicol, Mountaineer. Dave Nicol, Mountaineer. No, I'm not getting any further with this, but it's quite nice, isn't it, to have something there that really, it's a memorial almost to their exhibition as a team, but also to, John Gregory's passed away, and also Ian Clough, and Nicky, I think since then has passed away. So it's good that something remains of them. Also, Bonington is a good old age now, so it's important to keep, relics of our past, relics of our history, and nothing better than stamps to do that sort of thing. Stamps, postcards, postal history. It's about history. It's about keeping keeping it all alive, keeping these people in living memory. You only live twice, or you die twice, I think. First when you die, and then when the last person who knew you dies. Someone told me that, not sure who. Time does go on. Anyway, I thought I'd have a little bit of a change today and look at the postcard. I've got other postcards in here as well, which I may at another time. But I'll be back on the stamps proper tomorrow. I hope you've sort of enjoyed this sort of vectoring out of stamps a little bit. More postcards today, but thanks for watching anyway. Hope you stuck with it. Bye for now.